What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to try out a Shadow Talonflame team in the Catch Cup. This Pokemon, in my opinion, is one of the best sweepers in the entire game. As long as you're not against a rock or a water type Pokemon, this thing can pop off. And just in general, its damage output is so insane in this meta. Just give it a shield advantage and it's going to put in some work. I'm going to pair it up today with two debuffers, both Spidops as well as Claydol. So let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. First battle, we have, once again, our Spidops as our lead into a Shadow Talonflame. Not a great lead matchup, I gotta say. I have ways to deal with this, but I'm gonna be honest, this is kind of scary. What I'm gonna do here, though, is I'm gonna do this. It might be a strange play, but I'm gonna basically make it so if they want to throw energy against us, I always get an Incinerate Sneak against them, and I got some Shadow Claw damage against them as well, which should mean that I can keep up the damage here against them. Okay, that's fine. We see a Dedenne come in. I instantly throw the Flame Charge. There's a chance they think that this is just going to be a fly. No, okay, they do shield. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that's fine. I'm going to shield this, because getting shields down would actually make it so my Spidops is not that bad into that Talonflame. We'll see what they want to do, though. They did fly us a second ago with their Talonflame. If they shield this, I'd be pretty happy. They do? Okay. They have to throw instantly here. Actually, they don't necessarily have to, but they do anyway. So now the good news is my Spidops never is going to lose to that Talonflame. I can always go for a Rock Tomb against them. And I can bring in my Claydol here as well, just to absorb all the damage. I can Acid all the way down. And they're in a very awkward position here, where they have to play rough us, but by doing that, they're going to give us so much energy, especially with their defense boosts. I don't know what's in the backline. They've been a little bit soft so far to Claydol, but you know, we'll see what it's going to be. Wow, they're actually like triple weak to us. 5. But I feel like this is fine, because, once again, I can just put this thing into Shadow Claw downrange, Rock Tomb that Talonflame, and I should win. Whatever they throw here is not going to knock us out. I'm just going to go for a Rock Tomb, but I'm going to undercharge it quite a bit, just to guarantee that I get more Shadow Claws on my Spidops. I'm just going to go for, like, just like that. And Shadow Claw this down. Nice. I think that's actually... Is that the perfect undercharge? Oh, it is. Nice. Okay, just barely got the perfect undercharge. I need to watch for the Incinerate to come through before I throw the Rock Tomb. They're probably going to try to wait and catch on their Dedenne. But luckily here, Incinerate's a pretty long duration turn, right? So I can see if they're throwing their move or if they're just not tapping. They were not tapping. We're able to farm down. We have Rock Tomb, and that is why Spidops is not as bad into Talonflame as you might think. Love to see it. GG's. Next opponent. Let's see if we can get a better lead than last time. We got the Talonflame lead on the first game. I actually have no idea how Fortress lead plays out, but I'd imagine it's alright. They're on Volt Switch, which is interesting. It's non-stab damage against us at least. But like, they reach Rock Tomb a little bit quicker than I'd like being on Volt Switch. I'm going to swap here. I have a better answer to that Pokemon. Okay, that is not an answer to Claydol, especially down energy. Like, in even scenarios, this is pretty bad for them. And, like, down energy especially, it's going to be even worse. With that said, they're at, like, what, 5 on that Fortress? So what we have to keep in mind is Fortress will likely be able to get to a Rock Tomb, maybe 2, against our Talonflame later on. I don't know if they're quite in single Incinerate range. I'm going to build up some energy here. I know I don't outpace into this, but I also know that I want some energy, if I can have it, against that Fortress in the back. I'm going to do 2 more Acids, throw the Rock Tomb, knock out or get a shield from this Goodrum. And then, if we see Fortress come back in here, they have to throw energy against us. They could also shield this up potentially, but I feel like a shield here would be a little bit inefficient for them. Yeah. They let that go. Fortress comes back in. And they throw a Rock Tomb here. I'm going to no-shield this. At this point, they should be 1 away from another Rock Tomb. I don't think 1 Incinerate knocks out. It's going to be close, though. Shadow into Shadow, there's a chance it does. Okay, it does. Deleted. What's the final Pokemon? It's their own Shadow Talon. Okay. I think the play here is actually going to be Flame Charge and then just go for Fast Move Pressure this whole game. Because Shadow into Shadow, Incinerate damage really adds up. And, I mean, Shadow Claw from our Spidops as well is going to hurt quite a bit. Yeah. I mean, we just shield this up. And our incinerates, as you can see, are already chunking them down quite a bit. Okay, they flame charges as well. Makes sense. If I survive 2, I'm pretty happy. Yeah. Oh, I don't think they should have thrown a second attack here. It's not going to help them out too much. Because that gives me a full incinerate sneak. And they still, I think, need 2 incinerates to knock us out. So I should just get a simul. Yeah. Nice. Okay, Shadow Talonflame closing out the game here once again. Got our next opponent. Spidops into Altaria. You know, we've kind of struggled to win a lead so far today. That's fine. Winning leads are not always what it takes to win games. Alright, we'll go for the Sky Attack catch here, because I know we don't outpace to that first move, and while Shadow Talonflame is not the best necessarily into Altaria, it's actually a little bit better than you might expect, just with the raw damage output that you have. Okay, that's not ideal. They likely have to go for a move that's not Rage Fist here, though, to knock us out. Let's see what they throw. I feel like there's a good chance right now that they're going to throw an Ice Punch. Yeah. So they're at 1. I don't think I can incinerate this down. I actually don't know if Rock Tomb does more raw damage here. But I guess I'm throwing it, just for fun. Spidops does resist Karate Chop, but it doesn't actually, like, do any charge attack damage here. I would imagine Rock Tomb does more damage, but, like, it'd probably be kind of close. Okay, please tell me I can Shadow Claw down. 1, 2, 3. I can't. That is so tragic, actually. But I do survive this Rage Fist. If I could have Shadow Claw down, though, if Lunge would do more damage, which I have no idea if it does. But if it did, that would have been amazing. Oh, boy. Well, maybe I get a shield here, and maybe that's what it takes to win the game. Typhlosion's not amazing to see, though. They get to move so quickly here. 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm going for the risky Flame Charge play. I feel like that's honestly my only play. I need them to shield this attack. And if they do shield this, maybe there's a chance I can win this one. If they no-shield, though, I probably lose. Which, I mean, honestly, they could no-shield for a pretty guaranteed win. Ah, well played. Well played. I needed to ramp up my damage. I don't think one fly would have knocked out that Altaria. I'll have to see when it comes in here. But I don't think they're that low. Yeah, no. I needed to be able to knock out or get his shield with that. Unfortunately, just barely can't get the move there at the move right now. And yeah, honestly, even a boosted fly would kind of struggle to knock out. So I don't know if it would have really mattered, but we tried our best there. That was a bit of an unfortunate one. Spidops, once again, not really catching the best lead, but Talonflame trying its best in the back. Let's try to win this one here. At least let's try to win a lead. We've had some pretty bad leads so far. Okay, this is actually decent. Because we have Rock Tomb here. We actually have super effective damage on Charger Bug across the board with my team. So we'll see what we can do. Shadow Claw is neutral against them, but they have a lot of neutral damage against us as well. They throw before I can debuff, which is a smart play, right? But it's also, like, exactly what you'd expect them to do. We'll see if they shield or not. X-Scissor is a little bit more efficient than Discharge, so it makes sense they'd throw that. We're at 1. Okay, and no shield. I could have swapped there, potentially. Maybe I should have. But honestly, I mean, this is not bad either. I can get a Rock Tomb against them, and then I can come in Claydol. They're a little bit soft to Rock-type damage, so it's kind of fortunate I have 2 Rock Tomb users on my team. And I think that Charger Bug might just be in range, where they could get knocked out by a single Incinerate. Alright, I have the Rock Tomb. They have back-to-back +1 with the Drill Pecs. So they're at 6 right now. So I'm not going to throw my move. I know they're going to CMP us or attempt to. And there's really no point in CMPing that one. I can just overfarm here instead. So they're at 1. I can do 3 on Rock Tomb, and then I can either knock them out or get their second shield. 1, 2, 3. So right now they're at 4. 5 after that sneak, so they have that Drill Peck. They might try to go for a catch here on Charger Bug at some point, if they shield this. Okay, they're going to try to catch on Charger Bug. I mean, the problem is, like, there's really not much I can do about it. I don't want to shield this, but, like, or I don't want to throw this, rather, but I also kind of can't not. It's a weird spot to be in. They probably just bring in that... I do. Oh, okay. That helps. Now I know exactly what to do. I should have swapped immediately anyway, but I didn't. Okay, that's a non-boosted Rage Fist. What I should be able to do here is I should be able to get to back-to-back attacks. Maybe I should have shielded that. I don't know. Surely they don't knock me out with counters now. Okay, I'm going to throw this fly here, because honestly, I feel like these counters are doing more than Pex might do. I don't know. I probably should have shielded that, but I know they have back-to-back attacks on that Furo that I want to save energy for. If they can peck us down in 3, that's insane. Yeah, they can't. Just barely. I don't know if I played that optimally. I could have shielded, got to back-to-back attacks maybe, but also I don't know if I could have got to back-to-back attacks, because they might have got a second Rage Fist off. I don't know. We won. That's all that matters. We won that game. Not even close. Okay, next opponent. Spidops into Stunfisk. Good lead. We want to avoid this on our Talonflame. Although it is it's more neutral than I'd want it to be. Because while I am a bug type into a ground type, they're also just straight up an electric type here. They can get a lot of nice neutral damage against me. But it's with Discharge, right? Discharge is not the best move in the game. So I can survive that pretty comfortably. I'm going to overfarm just in case they want to swap out after I throw this. That way I can debuff their next Pokemon if I need to. Or if they stay in here. It's not like Thundershock's going to do that much more damage if I wait to debuff for a second. Or... okay, they have the next move already. Looks like in the Zero Shield matchup especially, Stunfisk has quite a bit of play. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, Lunge coming through. Spidops does win CMP here. Unova Stunfisk is such a low attack Pokemon. Nice, okay. So we get that second debuff. We easily survive this move, but I cannot Shadow Claw down, which is a little bit sad. 1, 2, 3, 4. If they shield this, I'd actually be incredibly happy, but there's no reason they would ever shield this attack. I would likely see them come in with something in the back line to get a farm down against us, because I don't think I get another lunge against most things in the game. Although I'm happy to see this come in. I mean, I come in Claydol here, because they already had a Ufisk in the lead, right? So what that means is there's likely something in the back line that might be a little bit better into Claydol. Plus, I can get shields here, and getting a shield advantage is not a bad thing for Talonflame. We're at 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're staying in, and, that could be because Furo's kind of neutral here, but it could also mean, a Togekiss in the back, or a second Flyer. They shield that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm fine shielding this. They're going to be at -2 at this point. So if they want to shield the second one, they can be my guest. If they no shield, I can maybe permanently debuff their final Pokemon. I'm 6 away from my next Rock Tomb, though, so I'm not going to be able to outpace him to the next attack. So what I'm going to do here instead is I'm going to swap into my Talon, I think, if they go for the shield. Yeah. Okay, that was not the best timing by them. But at this point, if they want to get their second attack off into us, they have to let us get another full Incinerate through. Nice, we actually farm him down, so we have a lot of energy and a shield, and a bit of Claydol left over. Yeah, I mean, unless you have, a Bastiodon in the back, there's not a lot that wants to take that energy. We were only 2 Incinerates away from another Fly or Flame Charge, so we'll take it. And that's a 4-1, I believe, to start out the day. Whooper. I could use a Clodsire in the Catch Cup. Nice, 2985, decent climb here. Let's keep on going. Next opponent here. We got our Spidops into... more Peko. You might see this lead and think, this has got to be a good lead for the bug type. But I'm a Shadow Claw user, and I get outpaced. But what I can do here is I can no-shield the first attack. It's going to do a catastrophic amount of damage, but I will survive. And then I can get a lunge off to either get a shield, or if they swap, that's fine, I guess. Or if they don't swap, then, yeah, guaranteed shield or knockout. Let's see what they want to do. They likely shield. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. Whoa! Trainer! That is by no means an answer to a Cradilly. Down shields and down energy especially. They must be a little bit scared of Cradilly right now. Okay, I am fine with that. Debuff Drill Peck's not going to do that much damage to us. I wonder if it's like a water type in the back. Maybe like a Gastro or a Blastoise or something. I guess we'll see. I get the farm down here. Kind of wish I undercharged a little bit so I got more energy. I would be so happy if that Morpeko came in, but I guess I'd be fine if we see the third as well. Because Talon can kind of incinerate through that Morpeko if we need to. Wait, is this a move? I don't know. Do I survive a move? I survived the move. That's what I meant to say. Like, I knew I'd survive that so comfortably. They don't catch, that's good. And now either we get a second shield or maybe a knockout. I'm honestly not sure with my damage ranges because they always shield. Yeah, okay, not quite a knockout. Okay, that's actually the worst thing that I could be seeing here. Uh-oh. I probably should have swapped. That's probably game, actually. If I would have swapped immediately, maybe I would have had a chance here. Yeah, they just got us. I needed to swap. I actually just needed to swap my Talonflame into the Blastoise. No. Because I'm never going to outpace. They're just going to get 3 moves against us there. And I can't get a catch. At least, well, I could have tried for a catch, but... Yeah, oh, man. That's rough. I invested too heavily in my Talonflame, thinking that Morpeko would be the one thing that it would be weak to. I literally called out it could be a water type, but I wasn't expecting that one. All right, next game. Let's try not to throw this one. We had a way to win that last game, and we did not. So we'll see what we can do here. All right, Spidops into Charge Bug in the lead. Okay. Did I get the X-Scissor catch plus the Incinerate sneak? Either way, that Volt Switch really hurt. Nice X-Scissor catch. All right, Dusclops comes in here. Which, I mean, I survive an attack. So I'm actually going to no-shield this. I'm not weak to Charger Bug. So I'm kind of fine just like... I'm not sure if I survive 2 attacks here, honestly. I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to go for the fly anyway. If I do survive 2 attacks, then I'd actually get an Incinerate off one way or another. Yes, that's decent damage. Okay, yeah, so I do get that 1 Incinerate through him. 2, 3. Spidops can Shadow Claw down. I'll take 2 Shadow Punches in the process, though. Which is not, like, the worst case scenario. But I'm kind of wondering, maybe I should just CMP the next attack and not take the damage. I think I'd rather have energy, though. I got so much damage, though, against that Charger Bug with that Snuck Incinerate. Which means they're probably in lunge range now. We'll see what they bring in. They could bring in something that just hard walls me. What is this? They're ABA to Talonflame. That's kind of tragic. Or ABA Bug as well. Just gonna point that out there. Get a shield, I guess. I'm just not gonna reach a lunge this game. The Shadow Volt Switches are actually doing so much damage to us. Yo, wait, Crunch? What? They get the defense drop! No way! No way they just got that. Okay. Okay, dude. That is like the best thing that could have happened for them. Surely I acid down. I need to be able to acid this down before the other moves reach, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh, I do actually. That's big. I get 2 Rock Tombs off now, but my defense is still decreased, which is kind of lame. But I think I can actually swap out and clear my debuff here. I don't think it's gonna matter much, though. It's like, they're gonna just Earthquake us probably, right? Maybe at -2, though, I can, like, somehow survive an Earthquake? I don't know. Okay, that's some damage. Okay, just barely don't reach that lunge, yep. If I got DRE, I could have got that. And it'd be a really annoying game where I'm gonna lose. Just at the last second here. Oh, man, what a stupid team. That's a Catch Cup team if I've ever seen one. Rock Tomb, maybe I survive? I don't know if I survive the Bug Bites. Again! Just a 1 HP knockout. It's not my fault, I swear. I could have won that game if I got either of those moves off. Ah, man, that's a rough one. The crunch debuff, dude, the crunch debuff lost us that game! You're joking me. At least we get an instant Q here. That crunch debuff actually lost us that game! What's up with these charge bugs, man? Where do these come from? They are everywhere right now. At least the non-shadow does a lot less damage. I didn't go for a funny catch and sneak play here. Maybe I should have. I'm so mad that I lost to a crunch debuff there. Discharge is a really stupid play, unless you're expecting me to go for a catch, I guess. Yeah, let's swap the Shadow Claw user, or the Ghost type into the Shadow Claw user. I mean, obviously they do resist my energy, but, like, this is still not that bad for me. Because I'm really strong against Charjabug. And I'm just, like, I'm not that great into Annihilate, so I'm fine getting rid of this before Cradillia has to see it. There's a chance we get a shield here, and if we do, we're in a really good spot. If they no shield, then, like, we're still in a fine spot. Okay. We'll go for the Simul here. I mean, they went for a discharge against our guy. I'm gonna come in Cradilly, I think. Okay. Another Furo. A lot of Furos today. I'll shield the first, but that's all I'm gonna shield here with Cradilly. Did they catch? I think they did. Charjabug should be, like... I mean, I'll just full send, right? Yeah. That wasn't the best timing by me. I actually ended up taking 2 attacks here. It's fine. We just ramp up here, get them to throw more energy against us. I mean, they're almost in acid downrange at this point, too. They have to do 1 and throw if they want to knock us out without taking another Incinerate. Like, my Cradilly's not in single Drill Peck range, so I should be fine here just to acid down. And I think I'm going to be able to outpace here as well to a move if I wanted to. I mean, I might as well, right? Might as well. I give him a sneak by doing this, but I guarantee as well that I don't get, like, pecked down after a Drill Peck lands if they get a non-debuffed one against us. Yeah. Nice. Okay. We actually won a game here. A little bit of a annoying first 2 games. We had ways to win. This time, though, we just lock in, we get the win. Another Chargebug Furo team, though. A lot of those so far today. Next opponent here. Let's try to pull this set back. I think we're 1-2 right now. Claydol is a fantastic lead matchup for Spidops to see. Whole team has planned to this, but by far, this is my best matchup. Okay. That's pretty good for our Cradilly, obviously. One thing we have to keep in mind, if we ever let that Claydol get a lot of energy, right? They have Rock Tomb, so they could do a lot to my Spidops as well as my Talonflame. We can't really go down shields against them. Not that, like, I'm going to go down shields against a Florges here. But, like, if they get a big farm down especially, that could be annoying. So I just need to, like, be careful how I play this out. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to acid this all the way down. And just have a lot of energy on this Pokemon for the backline. Alright, they throw more energy against us, not surprising. Yeah, nice. That doesn't knock us out. Okay, and we bait out the Dedenne. So this is exactly the kind of situation I wanted to be in. We have a lot of energy left over on our Cradilly. We have our Spidops still around. And I mean, we can actually just get shields from this thing as well if we want to. Yeah. I see no reason to invest in our Talonflame right now. We can no-shield this, come back in Cradilly, Rock Tomb, and then we just sweep with our other guy. Rock Tomb should get a knockout or a shield. I'd probably expect to see a shield at this point, but, you know, maybe they try to no-shield farm us down with Claydol. Okay, that is what they're going to do. That's fine, because, I mean, 2 Mud Slaps is not going to overcome the shield deficit that they have. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, these animations are amazing right now. They're gonna try to catch at some point. I was gonna try to, like, avoid the catch, but then it was, like, really stuttery, so I couldn't tell if they're, like, waiting to try to catch. Okay. But, I mean, they'd always shield the first move anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I get the attack off before the debuff. And, I mean, even with the debuff, it's a Shadow Claydol, right? So it's gonna do quite a bit of damage, yeah. I can just Shadow Claw this down, even. Force a shield out of them here. And then, I mean, we can just Shadow Claw everything down at this point, but we can also just lunge if we need to. Do they think that they have a chance here? Like, dude, I still have a shield. I still have a shield, trainer. Okay, well, this is fine. I mean, I just shield this up. I lunge. I know they're not even close to another Rock Tomb, but, like, might as well play it safe. Make sure they know there is no chance. And lunge will get the KO, knocking out the Claydol. Spidops able to win the game. All right, let's go. Keeping our Cradilly's energy was actually pretty nice. I knew we were pretty strong against Claydol, so I didn't want to give him a big farm down against our Cradilly. So swapping in Talonflame was not a bad play. We're going to see Spidops into Spiritomb. Interesting. Okay, so Spiritomb's a Pokemon that, I don't know, it's pretty neutral, right? But they have Rock Tomb as well. But I outpace them here. They use non-stab Rock Tomb. I say as if I'm not doing that myself, but I have Stab Lunge, which is, you know, slightly different. I don't know, I feel like this is good for Spiritomb in, like, the... Well, it's probably decent for Spiritomb in every shielding scenario. I bet I survive this, honestly. I don't want to go down shield. I'm going to no-shield this. Might try to catch here, just in case they do all go for the Rock Tomb. No, catch did end up coming through, which is fine. Okay. Grumpig. Haven't seen this guy in a while. I guess I can see why they stayed in that lead matchup. The slightly worrying thing here is they did clear the debuffs on that Spiritomb. I was kind of hoping they'd stay in. But, I mean, obviously, they probably wouldn't stay in that matchup. Dynamic Punch would hurt quite a bit here if I let it land, which I think I will. Just because at this point, I want to save shields for that Spiritomb energy. And this way, Talonflame up shields might still have play in the backline. We're 5 away from another attack here on Cradilly. We likely get to it. Ooh, they double shield, actually. That's kind of crazy. Nice, we go for the catch here, just to, like, you know, have the most amount of play as possible. Dynamic Punch will knock us out. I don't know if one Shadow Incinerate knocks out Grumpig. Okay, that's fine. They throw after only one Rock Tomb, or one Sucker Punch, rather. Rock Tomb will one-shot us, so I do have to shield. But it will give us, man, I'm, like, butchering my English language. It'll give us a farm down, and we can boost our attack stat back up if we need to, which it looks like we probably will. Saying in the backline is a Dunsparce. But I still have energy left over on my Cradilly. I should be able to reach a second charge attack here. Okay. I'll shield this up. I want to make sure they go for a rock or a rollout here. Nice. So we can knock this out. And then we can go for an Incinerate against that final Pokemon. Or if they do somehow knock us out, we can probably get a move still with our Cradilly. We're on neutral attack right now. One Incinerate does not quite one-shot, but it does just enough damage here to guarantee that one Acid knocks him out. So it looks like this is going to be a win here. Dynamic does knock us out, but Cradilly comes in, one Acid takes them down, and we're able to win the game. All right, a 3-2 set, not too bad. Honedge as well, getting buffed next season. Happy to get this Pokemon here. Maybe I get a good one. But this team worked out pretty well, I'd say, so far. I don't know, I think Cradilly is pretty strong, right? Especially in the Catch-Cut meta. Talonflame plus Cradilly is such a good core here in this meta, and Spidops is a very solid Pokemon as well. If you have these Pokemon built in this season, make sure to give this team a try. I know Catch-Up can be kind of trying at times where you don't know exactly what to use and what Pokemon work out, but I think this is a good team if you happen to have these picks. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.